Hey guys, thanks so much for coming back to my channel. So for those who are new here, I am Psychic Bella Love from psychicbellalove.com. You can find all the information to book your own reading with me in the description box below. I also have a coupon code good for the month of November, Bella20, to get 20% off your first reading with me. So today we're going to be talking about Mena and Safaree Samuels, because they had their little stunt that they pulled pretending to break up and then get back together, you know, right when he is releasing this music video, and then all of a sudden both of them are sharing pictures of the baby after they swore they weren't going to. So even though they are back on, you know, like everybody did have questions about whether or not their marriage relationship, whatever, is going to last. So we are going to take a look at that. I have such a long list of videos that you guys have been requesting. So thank you so much. I am trying to work my way through them. And for those who asked for me to do a reading on King Von, I have been sort of trying to understand like what that whole situation is about, because I didn't know that there was really like any connection to like NBA Youngboy and YNW Melly and Lil Durk and all this stuff, because I never even heard of King Von until unfortunately, you know, he was killed. And I like to let people, especially if people died under like traumatic circumstances, have enough time to cross over and do what they need to do spiritually on the other side without pulling on their energy and making that harder for them spiritually, or not being able to completely connect to their energy. So let's just give him a little bit more time, because the more traumatic somebody's passing is, sometimes it's harder for them to completely let go of this plane and completely cross over. Like, for example, X, when he passed, a lot of the stuff that I kept getting at that point was that he kept revisiting that day, trying to change what happened to him, trying to go back and relive it. And that happens a lot with sometimes people who die in a traumatic way like that. So it took him a little longer to cross over. So it's just, you know, in a moral and ethical standpoint, let's let him do what he needs to do on a soul level first before we dig into all of that. But we will eventually. We just got to give it a little bit of time, guys, okay? So, Spirit, please join us today to answer any questions that we have in regards to Safaree Samuels and Mena and their relationship. Is it real? Is it fake? Are they gonna work out? You know, is there a divorce coming? What is the dynamic of that connection? Do they have any problems or strengths that we should know about? Anything you feel is important to share with us, Spirit. We ask only with the intent of understanding and clarity, and not with any malintent or bad energy. Thank you, Spirit, for joining us. Okay, at least we got it on the first try. I had one of those annoying moments when the hair wants to get stuck in the lip gloss. And you guys, you know what is so crazy is that like literally every time I say in a YouTube video, like, I wish it would rain, it ends up raining. And it's supposed to rain tonight, so I'm super excited. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And tomorrow. But that's good, because like when we were going through all the crazy fires, I looked up the Farmer's Almanac to see like if we were gonna have like more of a wet winter or not. And it was saying stuff like it wasn't even gonna rain at all until December, and we were gonna have like the driest winter ever again. And I was like, oh God, fire season's gonna be horrible next year here in California if that's the case. So I really, 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 really am excited that we're getting rain in November. And shout out to Psychic Carlene V. She is texting me congratulations on hitting 336 subscribers right now. Like, I could see the little message scrolling across the top of the iPad. So Carlene, if you see this video, I didn't text you back yet because I am in the middle of being nosy about Safaree and Erica's relationship right now. Alrighty. Ooh, that's interesting. So, Safaree's energy comes up first in all of this. And you guys know, like, my first pull is always just a general pull to see what does Spirit want us to know, you know, as far as the overview or the prevailing energy in the situation. And then we ask the more, you know, specific questions after we pick up on the vibe and stuff. So the first thing that I get with this is that with this Four of Wands and this Knight of Cups and this Palace of Cups, Safaree really did think that he was getting everything that he always wanted. Like, I always wanted a beautiful woman. I always wanted my own home. I always wanted that family life. And I wasn't sure that it was going to work out for me. Like, Spirit's talking about that Safaree thought for him to, like, get a girl that he would want to wife up per se, like, he was going to have to, like, forego the Instagram baddie route and kind of, you know, find more of a normal girl. And it was like, that was kind of like, I don't know if I'm willing to compromise for that yet. And so so he actually thought it was going to take him a lot longer to, like, find this, if that makes sense. Like almost like he thought in my 40s, I'll be, like, over the Instagram baddie phase or trying to get the hottest girl in the room, and I'll be ready to settle down with, like, the normal girl so I can have the wife and kids. So Erica coming along and him seeing, like, oh my God, that's something that I could have with the kind of girl that I actually like. Like, he was running towards this thinking all of his dreams came true, right? However, with this Death card, it's like he's seeing now that that wasn't really, like, it's like I jumped in head first and maybe I didn't make the right choice because I can't, like, force. It's like, I hate to say it, but it's almost like Safaree feels like you can't turn a hoe into a housewife, and he's figured this out. It's like that kind of energy. So now, as far as how this relationship goes, it's put Safaree into this phase where it's just like, how much money can I make out of it? So it's like, even if things are, like, about to end between them, or it's not going well between them, it's like, but we can still make money from it, so it's not time to walk away from it yet. Like, now it's become, it started off as that Knight of Cups energy where it was all about the emotional connection and feeling emotionally fulfilled. Now it's this King and Knight of Coins, so it has changed into being more centered around the money that it provides. And the money that comes from them working together with this Eight of Wands and the Six of Coins. So it's more about what can we create together that's gonna financially benefit us, rather than how do we grow this relationship? How do we, you know, get this deeper emotional connection? How do we work on, you know, maybe having more kids or whatever? It's just, now it's like, well, should we start a business? Should we start our own website? Should we start another OnlyFans account? Like, should we start a YouTube channel? Like, what can we monetize now? Because this Nine of Cups is in reverse, where nobody's getting their emotions, they're not getting their needs met. They're not getting emotionally fulfilled. They're not feeling super emotionally connected to one another. And with this Five of Coins, it's like, whenever anybody tries to walk away with this Eight of Cups, the Five of Coins comes back as the focus as to, we can't, you know, walk away from these opportunities yet. Because here it is with this World card and this Queen of Wands and Palace of Coins, the whole entire relationship, because these Palace cards represent relationships, is all about the financial you know, and what we can create, and Erica showing up as the Queen of Wands, it's almost like Erica isn't showing up for her marriage, she's showing up for work. If that makes sense. So, let's see. You know what I also find funny is that it's like when we're looking at the dynamic between the two of them, with Erica being this Queen of Wands, and then Safaree coming up with this Emperor energy, but there's also this Knight of Wands here. They like really like to manipulate one another too. It is the weirdest thing. It's like, I feel like there's a lot, and it's almost like, and you guys don't get me wrong, I'm not painting Safaree to be like this, like, oh my god, he's the best guy ever and Erica's the devil, because I think Safaree, you know, doesn't always make the best decisions or says dumb things sometimes, you know, but it's like, there's a lot of gaslighting that happens when they fight from both of them. But the way that Spirit's saying is like he's rose up into that Knight of Wands energy towards her and a reaction to her Queen of Wands. And if I'm not mistaken, Erica's a Scorpio and Safaree is a Cancer. Cancers often tend to react emotionally. I mean, water signs do anyways, but they mold themselves into like their relationships, like how they respond to things. So it's like I'm responding in an emotional sense to whatever you're telling me, but if you're screaming at me, I'm screaming back at you. If you're crying, I'm crying. Like, if it's like however your go-to mechanism is when we disagree, I'm going to start doing the same thing back to you, because it's just, I guess, mirroring that energy is what Spirit's talking about. So he tends to do that towards her. Erica's coming up as the Queen of Cups in reverse and with the Ace of Coins as her focus. So she's definitely not emotionally attached to him any longer. And it is more about creating with money. With this High Priestess energy and the Seven of Coins, I feel like both of them are almost just sort of like waiting for this to fall apart. So we'll see like what else the cards have to say, but it's almost like both of them just feel like at some point this isn't going to work anymore. But right now it is. You know, like we're just going to stick around while it still works, and then when it doesn't and we absolutely can't milk another dime out of it, or we feel like we can make more money separately, that's when we'll go and start dealing with things. Because see, with the Seven of Cups and this Hermit, it is all about being focused on the money and not really making any other moves in regards to the personal side of things. With this Ace of Swords and this Four of Cups, followed by this Moon card, there's not only like something is going to come up, you guys, that one of them is going to get exposed for. I feel like it's like communicating with other people online, and whoever it is, whichever one of them it is, and I'll ask in a minute to clarify, it's like the other partner is not, it's like, please give me another chance. It's like, I'm not doing that anymore, because there is this Six of Swords after this High Priestess. So it is about, now that everything's came to light, now that we know the whole story, now that we can see through things, it's time to leave. See if these, okay, let's ask which one of them gets busted for that. Honestly, I think in any other couple, like, it would be clear which one would, but with these two, you just never know. Although I think Erica is a little more cunning, that she probably would at least cover her tracks better. Safaree's kind of sloppy sometimes. wonder which one of them is the one that's going to get exposed for communicating with other people. And the Ace of Swords could even be not even like, oh, like I was, sexting people or trying to hook up with them or trying to date anybody else. It could even be like them complaining about each other to somebody or telling something about one another to somebody. But it's just, whatever it is, obviously isn't wonderful. So it's enough to cause a big issue. I don't know why, I just feel like it's Safaree being sloppy, but we'll see what the cards say. Because didn't Nikki air him out for that one time that he called her and Meek crying or something because his pictures were going to get leaked, and then they like stopped it, and then like they got leaked anyways or something, and it was like, dude, really? Yeah, it is Safaree who gets caught. See, it's like between this Knight of Pentacles, this Eight of Swords, and this King of Pentacles, I feel like he's being way too friendly with people that he's making money out of. So it might be like somebody DMs him and they're like, oh my God, I love your OnlyFans content. And he's like, oh, want some personalized stuff? Let me DM you something I filmed this morning. And then it comes out that they're like, Safaree sent me this picture on Instagram or Twitter or something, and all of a sudden everybody's like, really, Safaree? Because here's his Ten of Cups in reverse. This Judgment, the Six of Swords, the High Priestess, and this Three of Swords. Erica's very well aware that he's gonna do something like this. In which we know too, it came out that supposedly like he proposed to some other girl with the same ring he proposed to Erica with and all this other stuff, but then they still ended up getting married. So it's like, yeah. Safaree, please don't turn into the King of Swords when you're the one that ruins everything yourself. Because it's like, they're definitely, you guys, gonna fight over money between this King of Swords and this Four of Pentacles. And first of all, like, I don't know, is their OnlyFans account just like between the two of them, or is there something else that the two of them own together? Because it's with this Two of Cups, it's talking about something that they own together and having a fight over who ends up with it. It's not the kid, it's a money situation. I think they'll definitely fight about the kid too, because there's the Page of Swords here, but that situation is about, is about them fighting for money once they do end everything. With this Death card and this Four of Swords, Safaree, you're gonna be very unhappy when this happens. So if you happen to see this, take it as a warning so that you can change the outcome. Don't be a dum-dum, because you are going to regret it. It's like, even though you and Erica have such a weird dynamic, there's still something, which, I mean, I get it. If you marry somebody and build a family with them expecting that things are going to go one way, even if you've fallen out of love with them, you still feel bad because there's a kid that now has separate parents, and there's all, and you put your all into something and it didn't work out, so it's a disappointment. But it's just, you're going to be a lot unhappier about it than you think you will, Safaree. So really think twice. Okay, Spirit, is there anything else you should know about this relationship? And I don't know exactly when this is going to happen. I'm feeling within the next year, because I don't really feel them being together for a whole lot longer. Like, yeah, that little breakup for the video thing was a stunt, but they actually do have, Spirit is saying, huge fights where they're both constantly threatening to divorce each other and move out and packing bags and saying they're going to go stay in a hotel for a night and probably actually doing that, throwing things. Like, there's very big fights that happen. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Which, I always say this, guys. Remember what a Scorpio is. The Scorpion. If you want to get in a fight with somebody where you're going to end up in therapy for the next 12 years of your life, pick a fight with a Scorpio. Leos and Scorpios will tear your ass to shreds. But the thing with Leos is they have a line in the sand that they draw because they always have it in the back of their head. Like, well, I still want you to like me. Or we might like decide that we want to make up from this. So I still want you to like me, so they don't cross that line. Scorpio doesn't care. They're going to bring up every horrible thing that ever happened to you in your life because you forgot to take the trash out. And then they're like, oh, I'm not mad anymore. You can apologize to me. And you're like, I never did anything to you. My ex-husband and my mom are Scorpios. I'm very used to that energy. So, yeah, it's just, they're not going to last, you guys. Erica is really not going to be happy with him. Then when whatever happens to break them up happens, which again, you know, like I said, I got the 3 of Swords. Somebody else is involved in that picture. And there is going to be, with this 8 of Pentacles and the 7 of Cups, a lot of arguing about finances and who gets what and trying to get more money out of each other. They'll break up, get back together, and then break up for good, you guys. Because, and they might even do like some corny, like, let's renew our vows, you know, and we're stronger than ever now. But it's like, because there is this 2 of Cups, but then the 10 of Cups is in reverse right after it with this Judgment, the 6 of Swords, and then again the High Priestess and the 3 of Swords. So that is, again, you know, talking about Erica's intuition being confirmed that he would step out on her. And Spirit saying, like, I know he cheated, like Nikki said he cheated on her, but like Erica's aware that he's like cheated on like every girl that he's ever been with, including her. And she just feels like there's no way that you've completely grown out of that. And the thing is, it's like, if it wasn't so, like, Erica is very possessive, and I don't feel like she's one of those girls. It's like, I'm just going to completely turn a blind eye to everything. But it's like, if you're going to do that, don't get caught and don't embarrass me. Like, don't make it so that I know what's going on and then the rest of the world knows too. Like, don't be such an idiot. Because, yeah, with this Page of Swords and this King of Wands followed by the 9 of Swords, Safaree, you're not going to be able to get your way out of it. She's not going to take you back. You're going to end up very upset. He's the one that's going to, unfortunately, sort of lose out in this whole situation. I'm surprised, you guys. I thought, honestly, I was going to say Erica was going to be the reason why. But that's all for that one, guys. I'm trying to keep them a little shorter. So thank you so much for watching. Make sure you guys continue to like, subscribe, comment. I do currently have a giveaway going on for 300 subscribers, so make sure you check out the video for that and you enter on that video if you want to book your own personal private reading with me, or follow me on Instagram. All the information will be below in the description box. And once again, I do have November email reading specials going on, and you can get 20% off your first reading with me using coupon code BELLA20. Half of all phone readings and every cent from email readings and donations goes to help people in need. So thank you so much, and I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your week. Bye, guys.